If I could whistle, I would whistle. Oh boy, a lot has happened while I was away on my Thanksgiving vacation, so I am going to be talking about it all in one video, so...
Then we have another person attacking the VTuber who was being slandered, where the VTuber said, yes, because my voice makes me age down to a literal toddler. Adults can have soft voices too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm living proof of that too.
Y'all are retarded.
You know what? I am just going to jump straight to it. Rev straight up says the R word in his latest video. No self-censoring on anything. Either he is getting too cocky or doesn't care anymore. You know, I'm just going to flat out say it. For someone who clearly doesn't like him in general, you're paying way too close attention to watching his content. I can understand having boundaries and not liking something. Anyone is clearly within their rights to do that. I'm not going to beat around the bush about this topic either. For as long as I've been in the VTuber space by far, let me tell you, people can be extra sensitive. And I mean very, very, very extra sensitive on the internet. And a lot of online creators use that to their advantage. Once I started getting more interested in VTubing, it was all over for me.
Oh no, she said retard. Oh no. Oh my god. I said
My
it again.
feels. I'm so offended.
Classic.
Did you hear the way somebody said that? Classic. You know what I learned a long time ago, at least for me personally? If you have popular VTubers or streamers in general saying stuff like that without a single care in the world while being live, mostly it's just for clout chasing if I have to be brutally honest. What can you do? Or you just have somebody who does not really want to treat the word the way society warped it to be. Oh, and has society warped a lot of words over the decades? Like take the word gay for instance. Originally it was supposed to just mean happy, but nowadays it's being used to describe somebody's homosexuality. Now I speak as someone who comes from a line of medical workers. My own mother has been working as a charge nurse for about 30 to 40 plus years now. As a medical term, she uses the word to describe somebody mentally handicapped because, oh, guess what? She takes care of mentally handicapped people. She didn't grow up with this generation, but still, it wouldn't surprise me if people would still go as far as to demonize someone like even my mother. Because let's face it, society has long ago warped the word, which was, by the way, as I said, just originally a medical term to describe somebody who is mentally handicapped. That's basically all it is. It's nothing even close, remotely close, to what was started off as something completely and utterly racial. A lot of people tend to like compare the word itself to something that was completely and utterly racial. Yeah, no, that doesn't work, and it doesn't make any sense. I'm all aware that Rev has censored himself in the past. Maybe he just doesn't care anymore. Because guess what? People can have a change of heart and not have the same mindset forever. Tell me, what do you dear hungries think about it? Moving on to the next topic. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm actually going to watch this again.
Actually, throughout my whole life, whether it was a boy in high school or a boy now, I have one major tip for breakups, and it's a bit more of a psychological tip. It's not like a focus on yourself, go to the gym. Everybody hears that shit, okay? Let me tell you a tip that like you're gonna feel like you're mind controlling yourself a little bit, okay? It's a practice called noting. And basically what it means is, you know when you go through a breakup and like you can't stop thinking about them. You're like, oh, I'm so depressed and I wish this and I wish that and I wish I did blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. If you actually cared about the person you were with, you would like to think about what went wrong to the point where the camel's back finally broke. Now let me fix what I think she's trying to say without sounding like someone who's from middle school. Speaking from personal experience, there's definitely going to be some challenges along the way. And every now and then, you are going to come across what is called a bump on the road. Situations vary for different people and different situations. Under completely normal and healthy circumstances, one person could be in the wrong or both people could be in the wrong. But I think we can all agree when it comes down right to it, if you really do love and care about making things work with your partner, above all else, you just want them to be happy. And in return, they would want you to be just as happy. Not just them. I personally call it collaborating. I think if we're both happy by the end of the day, everyone's a winner. For me personally, it could be the most rewarding feeling, knowing that I made the guy who I'm trying to keep with me is just as happy as I am. Or you might just be biting the bullet and making a sacrifice because you know it would make your partner happy. And then you could just smile it off thinking, well, it's enough that they're happy. But if it's proven to be a hopeless cause, you're just going to have to accept it, accept the mistakes that were made, learn from it, and move on. I think that's a much more proper way to put what she's trying to say.
As soon as you feel good about yourself, as soon as you laugh, as soon as something good happens, take note. Like, literally think to yourself, be like, oh, I just laughed, and for the last 5 minutes, I don't know, I was looking at some funny TikTok, and I didn't think of them. Like, think really hard and be like, oh wow, that happened, and I forgot about them. And something about that just solidifies like this new mindset of yours, and I find that works so well. And then you'll keep going back to this place, and you note it, and you're like, wait, I can feel better. Wait, I can laugh. Wait, I can.
Whoa, slow down, lady. Again, the way she's talking about this stuff, no, I'm sure it wasn't her intention, but it's like someone is about to get addicted to something that could be potentially bad. I can't tell if this tweet is legit or if they were being sarcastic. Pokimane gives her chat some real advice on how to handle breakups and actually move on. Fire emote. I'm willing to bet it wasn't her intention, but that so-called advice is almost equivalent to justifying someone getting wasted and drunk at a bar, which can potentially turn into a very, very dangerous addiction, amongst others.
And before you know it, there's more of those moments than the sad ones.
Anyway, I did take a peek into the comments section. A lot of people haven't been responding well to Pokimane's so-called relationship and oh look, Nuxtaku's comment was pinned in the very top. Unmarried 30-year-old virtue-signaling multi-millionaire streamer woman who's been through messy relationship drama with other streamers give breakup advice to her audience of desperately lonely 17-year-old boys. Noted. A lot of people are just poking fun at her age as well. Like she's hitting 30 or if she is 30. Bruh, 30 is not even that old. But I get what they're trying to say about time running out. Nobody stays young forever, and your best years are going to be behind you before you know it. So if you're really trying to find somebody in your life that's special, you have to work on yourself. Otherwise, look at all of these pictures. Someone even did one of Pigamy with the time clock. It's from this picture. This picture. I've been seeing so much of this picture of a rabbit pointing at its clock. A lot of these cases usually end up with the woman becoming at least around her 40s or 50s, and then when she does finally start dating again or finding the one, I guess you can say, depending if she's not being used, because we all know how people can be in situations like this when it comes to the sugar mama or the sugar daddy and the much more younger love interest. We're talking about somebody who's probably around their early 20s and then somebody who's around their late 40s and 50s. That's what I mean by sugar mama and sugar daddy. When you have the money and then when you're just so old, you just stop caring and trying at this point and you just go for anybody who you think is hot. Anyway, before this video gets too long, I will be ending it. Let me know what your own thoughts are in the comment section down below. This is my Threescoopes. There's so much for me to talk about and cover, but this video is getting too long, so I'll be making a new video covering the most latest stuff happening within the VTuber space or other things. See you later, my dear hungry Zeki Lika. Bye bye!